As we take a look at some of our national and international headlines for this Monday morning, it is September 4th, 2017. For those in the United States, this is officially Labor Day. President Trump has condemned the rogue nation of North Korea, as it has been confirmed now that North Korea has detonated its sixth and thus far most powerful nuclear test. This first detected as an earthquake underground, and then, of course, they saw the collapse of the tunnels from satellite imagery, and then the announcement coming from North Korea themselves saying, we have tested a hydrogen bomb. At this point, more and more people are calling for military action, and it looks like diplomacy is failing at this juncture. Meanwhile, Russia has handed a note of protest to the U.S. diplomats in retaliation to searches that were conducted at a Russian facility in the United States. So basically, this property was seized by the United States officials. The policeman who arrested that Utah nurse over the blood sample has been put on leave. I don't know if you've followed this story, but basically a police officer came to the hospital to get a blood sample of a victim of a traffic accident. Not the driver of the one that ran into him, but of the victim of the accident. And the nurse is like, look, you can't come in here and take blood from an unconscious person without either charging him with a crime or having a search warrant to do so. You didn't have either of those. Get out. Policeman then grabbed the woman and dragged her out and arrested her. She was freed and apologized to by the police chief and by the mayor, and now that particular police officer is on administrative leave. Kem Sokha, I don't know if you recognize the name. He's a member of the Cambodian opposition. Upcoming elections, he's now been detained. He's being charged with treason. Of course, that would be my subject of commentary today. What does Cambodia have to do with us? More than you might think. I'll talk about that. Also, questions about whether Trump's new chief of staff will be the next to leave, as General Kelly is allegedly fed up with his hot-headed boss. He says he's never been spoken to so badly in his entire career. Says the Marine general, never been spoken to as badly as he has by this particular boss who throws tantrums all the time. As far as the Brexit negotiations are continuing, a lot of back and forth still. It's not looking like it's going to end well. Now there are calls from some within the negotiations saying, look, here's what should happen. Instead of negotiating, the UK ought to just simply leave and then tell the EU how it's going to be. In case you haven't followed the news, the musician Walter Becker from Steely has died at age 67. And there are more stories that we don't have time for, including more threats from the Yellowstone Volcano, the biggest wildfire in Los Angeles history, and a Burning Man festival-goer jumping into the flames and dying. If you want more details on those, there's another one. Ufologists claim to have found buildings on Mars. Do you want more? Become a subscriber at radiofreespeech.com.